What's up and welcome to the Fit AF Kitchen. Today we're just going to be baking some chicken and I'm going to show you how to make your baked chicken actually taste good. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to check out the description for the full recipe that I'm using here, but I do want to show you a couple tips and tricks that I am learning from this recipe to help you out to make the best chicken possible, because we all know how terrible it is to go to eat your meal prep chicken and it's dry and tastes like shit. So my goal here is to help you to make chicken that actually tastes good. So like I said, full recipe is going to be in the description down below. You can change this up every single week, just a little bit with the seasonings that you are using and the method that you use to cook your chicken. So this baked chicken, I might not do this next week. I might do crock-pot chicken or grilled chicken or something like that. And just changing up the cooking methods can help to bring some like variety to your cooking and make it so that you're not getting bored of the same old chicken all the time. So please play around with the seasonings here and let's get into it. So I have set my oven to 425. I am cooking, I'm not sure how many pounds this is. I'm guessing around like 2 to 4-ish pounds of chicken here. So I have brined these, and I don't think they say this in the recipe down below, but I like to put my chicken breast whenever I get it home. I put it in some water, some liquid smoke, just like drizzle that on there, drizzle in some Worcestershire sauce, and then some salt and a little bit of water. And that helps me to get my chicken a little bit more moist. So the next step here is I'm going to take my chicken out. I'm going to make sure it's a little bit dry. I don't have any paper towels, but typically you would dry this off a little bit. You're good if you don't dry it off. And we're going to be pounding our chicken down. You can use a meat mallet, your hand, or something like that, or the bottom of a bowl to like push it down, whatever works for you. I have this right here, but we want to try and get it to even out over the whole length of the chicken. And this will tenderize your chicken so that it cooks evenly and tastes good all the way throughout. So we have all of the chicken tenderized and on our pans. I highly recommend spraying your pan beforehand or using aluminum foil. This will help to make sure that you don't have a ton of mess to clean up at the end. So the next step here is going to be to add our seasoning and an oil if you are using something. So I'm using olive oil here. Now the best way to track this in MyFitnessPal or in the Fit AF tracking app is to weigh out the raw chicken beforehand. So how much raw chicken you're using, and add this in as a recipe, okay? So I'm going to call it baked chicken and whatever seasoning I'm using. So maybe I call this, for this recipe, it's like a brown sugar, cayenne pepper, and oregano seasoning. So I might call it brown sugar baked chicken, something like that. And then I will measure out how much oil I'm using and put it all as a recipe together. And then whenever I go to cook all of this, after it's cooked, and I go to measure it out, then I'll measure out how many servings I ended up making, right? So divide it out however you need to, and then that's how many servings that recipe will have. I have a whole other video that talks about how to create recipes. So let me know if you need that. Moving forward, we'll add in our oil. So I'm doing about 1/4 teaspoon per chicken breast. The recipe, oh, that's a little bit more. The recipe calls for, I think, 1 teaspoon per chicken breast, but it's totally up to you. That's the coolest part about cooking, is you get to make this however you want it. It is all up to you and your taste buds. And that is the best part about cooking, is it's about finding what works best for you. And it's just a fun, creative thing to be doing. Creating the food that you like and making things your own is the best part about this. So please don't take any of these as rules. They are all just suggestions, and you get to create what you want while you're cooking. We've got our seasoning. I'm going to take out about 1 tablespoon of seasoning and add that to each chicken breast. And then I'll probably spread it around here at the end. Next, we're just gonna pop these in the oven for 18 minutes. And if you have a thermometer at home, you can check them at the end and make sure that the internal temperature is at the right temperature. But if you don't, then just go for whenever the tops of the chicken breast are starting to brown. That's what we're aiming for. So I hope that you enjoyed your baked chicken and you can use the rest of this in meal preps throughout the week. I recommend setting your baked chicken into its own container, and then you can bring it out and pair it with a lot of different options for meals so that you don't get tired of eating the same exact meal every single day the next week. Let me know what comments and what questions you have on this recipe down below. Like this video if you found it helpful. I hope that future recipe videos help you to get the cooking skills that you need so that you can get Fit AF too.